Hello, everyone. How are you on this fine Saturday? I hope you're well. I am well. I have spent the day with my kids. Went to an art supply shop today, and I got some new colored pencils, which I may use now because I have a job coming up, which I'm really looking forward to on Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be in Berlin, and I'm going to, oh, by the way, in case you're just like watching this and don't know what's going on, we're about to do 10-minute portrait sketches, but I'm just going to tell you some things. So hang around. We've got 10 awesome references from the Judith Yours portrait challenge on Instagram, and we're going to work through those, and it's going to be really cool. And I'd love you to tell me where you're joining from, what you're going to be working with, and I'll just tell you the context for what I'm practicing today is that I have a job coming up where I'm going to spend 2 days doing Hello Bello Greece, Hello Bella Shannon. I'm going to have 2 8-hour days doing 10-minute portraits all day, I guess. Hopefully non-stop, and it's going to be really awesome. And so I'm going to practice now. I've been given, because it's kind of Christmassy, and the place where the event I will be working at, they have like a decoration theme. I've been requested to work with a kind of like this deep red, gold, a bit of green, like Christmassy kind of colors. So if you saw my Uma Thurman sketches I did, I was trying to figure out that color scheme, and I'll show you some of the things I've been doing. Maybe we could just come on over here. I'll just hide that for now. So I've been trying to figure out these colors and how to work with them. And Shannon was coaching me as I was working on Uma Thurman portraits. And I don't think I have them all here, but this is kind of the color range I'm kind of moving in and trying to figure out how to work with it. So I will be using colored pencil and some watercolor with these kind of colors, and you can use whatever you like. And we are going to, spend a couple hours drawing together. It's going to be great. This is from our last episode of Drawn Together, which was super nice with Cassandra. And this is also Cassandra and a goat. And without further ado, let's start drawing. Oh, and by the way, if you would like to win one of my sketches, you can put hashtag I want to win in the chat, and at the end of this live stream, one of you will be randomly selected. And in case Claire joins, she can tell me how I can make it visible to all of you, and then you can see the excitement as well. So put that in if you would like to win one of my sketches. Good luck to all of you on your sketching endeavors. Hi, Andy. I just saw that you joined my Patreon. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of my Patreon supporters who, empower me to do what I do and to share so much online. It's really awesome. And I have a really fun series of tutorials I'm working on at the moment, which will be released through Patreon. And I appreciate all of your support so much. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description, I think, that you could join Patreon, or you can buy me a coffee if you feel like it, or you can just draw along, give me some thumbs ups, subscribe, and we just hang out and draw together. And it's the best of fun. Here I am. This is Antonio Pace art. You can see down here, the Judith Yours portrait challenge. I think I could put this on here. That's me on Instagram, and you can use the hashtag Drawing with Dylan and check that out to see people's work. I'm going to put the timer up here so everyone can see how long we have to draw. And Shannon says my Patreon is where it's at. Thank you. Thank you for the support, everyone. It's so cool being able to do this and be here together and do these things. So just make sure I've got everything where I want it. You can already cheat and start drawing if you want. It's a bit skewed, but I'll go with that. Snow in Munich. It's been snowing here as well. There's not a lot of snow, but it's nice. Mel wants to win. Sibylla wants to win. Egbert wants to win. So everyone put in hashtag I want to win, and you may win one of my sketches from today. Every time I do one of these multi-portrait live streams, I give away a sketch, and it's a nice way to share. And yeah, it's always fun to do. Am I ready? What? I can try one of my new pencils. So I got some polychromos pencils today because a year ago I got a set of 12, and magenta is my favorite, and it's getting kind of small. But I got some. Here we go. I'll just show you the kind of color realms I've got here. Oh, I've got two very similar greens, but these are the pencils I got today. Even a Christmassy gold in there. I don't know. I've never used the golden pencil before. I don't know how that's going to work out. But let me know what you're working with in the chat if you like. Here we go. I want to win. More winning. I want to draw. Let's draw. Okay, 10 minutes, unless you already started, then you've got extra time. Maybe it's 12 minutes for you. Starting now. My beard keeps intruding into the frame. All right. So I've got the Judith, yours. It's been maybe someone who knows who's been participating, because I've seen so many of my friends drawing along with Judith's references. The Judith Yours Portrait Challenge. Judith started this portrait challenge a few months back, and it's been really cool just seeing what people have been doing. And for quite a while, I've been like, oh, so many cool references. I would love to be drawing along with everyone. And Shannon did a couple of live streams working from Judith's reference that she was sharing. Everyone go subscribe to Shannon's channel as well. Shout out to my dear friend and co-host Shannon. Oh, I don't have Zoom open. I wanted to have Zoom open. Maybe there are people waiting to get into Zoom. I'll just pause this, because when I do these, oh yes, here we go. When I do these, I have Zoom open, and I love to have people to talk to. And if you want to, head on over to Zoom. You can tell me in the chat you're waiting to get in. And I imagine a few of you may want to come just hang out and chat in Zoom. What was I about to say? Judy, yeah. Shannon did live streams using some of the references, and I was like, oh, cool. This is the chance. This is the call to adventure to finally work on some of these awesome references. So if you go follow JY Portrait Challenge on Instagram, you can see these awesome daily reference images that people are sharing. 5 people are waiting to get into Zoom. Sorry. Thank you that you're still waiting. There you are. Hello, friends. If you're joining in Zoom and you've got YouTube on, you can mute YouTube. But feel free to unmute yourselves and have a conversation. And Barbara, I'll be very presumptuous and make you co-host, and you can let people in. Yeah, awesome, thank you. There we go. Cool. Thank you all for being here. This is always fun. I love it. I haven't drawn yet today, so it's great to just have the chance to draw together. Yeah, and Sunday next week, I'm doing a Drawn Together workshop, which I wish it was me and Shannon and some cool guest, but it's going to be me and a bunch of you cool people. There have been people signing up today. I posted on Instagram, and it's going to be my first live portrait drawing workshop. I've done portrait drawing courses live before the pandemic happened, and I've done natural ink making workshops, but it's going to be the first time doing this, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to it, because I have been practicing and learned a lot since the last time I did some workshops, and I can't wait to be back in Berlin. It's been a very long time. I think 7 years ago was the last time I was there. And that's a very long time, since I used to think it's one of my favorite cities. Right. What are my Christmas colors? How am I going to deal with this? Hola, Luis. Anyone else working with watercolor today? Anyone want to give me some advice? So, yeah, cool. Okay. That's also totally valid. If you are working with watercolor but can't give me any advice, that's okay. We'll just muddle through this together. Yeah, so I was actually contacted by an agency that I did a job via them last year, and they asked me if I'm available to go to Berlin and do some portrait painting. And they asked for watercolor. And I was like, well, that's not my main usual thing, but sure, of course. I have used watercolor and I enjoy it. But as you may notice with my very delicate application of the color, Chris, I appreciated it when you were on Drawn Together and you said, du bist ja sehr zurückhaltend. I just realized I've forgotten my Christmas color scheme, but that could still happen. Yeah, so maybe that could be part of my challenge today, is to be less zurückhaltend, which means restrained for those of you who don't speak German. And maybe I can unlock the boldness. See how we go. What am I doing? Frag mal, gerne. Nee, das habe ich schon mal von dir und von anderen gesehen. Das würdest du empfehlen? Fang schon mal mit nasse Farben an. Sehr gut. Okay, mache ich. Ja, ich kann einfach so einen Schluck Wasser nehmen, als ich früher Feuer gespuckt habe. So. So the advice in the Zoom room from Greece was to wet my pans before I get into it, because then they're automatically more saturated. So I can work on that as we go. They'll get wetter and wetter. I'm kind of being informed by the reference and forgetting my Christmas color scheme, but that can also change throughout the course of the evening. Okay. Oh yeah. That's so interesting when watercolor gets dark like that. If you really, yeah. So this is it's like a 300-gram Derwent paper, which I haven't used much, but I would love watercolor paper recommendations, because my go-to paper for a long time was Hahnemühle Aquarelle Anniversary Edition, and they stopped making it. Yeah, well, because I would, no, not nostalgia. It's this big block. It's huge, and it was a 50-sheet block, and it was, I loved it. It's like, I think 435 GSM, so it's really can handle a lot of wetness, and now you can get it like in 15-sheet blocks, which is like 15 is not 50. it was cool when it was a 50 sheet block. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not really. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite watercolor apart from like that aquarelle, and I need to find a new favorite because it's they don't make it anymore, or not in the kind of the format that I enjoyed, and also not crazy expensive like Archer's watercolor paper, which is just like oh cool. Hanamula Cornwall, cool. I'll try some things out. I don't know if I'll be trying them out before Friday, but oh, cool. Yeah, right. A long time ago, I used to do digital prints, and Hanamula also had like you could buy this packet that had like 10 different papers in it. So yeah, I never thought about the fact they probably do that for drawing and painting paper too. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, the anniversary 50 sheet one, it was like, I can't remember. It was either like 50 cents or €1 a sheet for like A3 size, which is really, really, yeah. All right. That was the first one. Got to get into the zone. Hello, everyone in the chat. It's so nice that you're here. And it's nice to see Guru, Ciao, hashtag I want to win. If you'd like to win a sketch, maybe not this one. I'm not sure this is going to be my strongest of the session, but maybe it will be. Who knows? I'll get into it, get into the flow. This is actually paper I got from the Derwent factory like 10 years ago. And I've got a couple sheets left. I'm going to finish it today. So I didn't actually go through to find out everyone's actual names, but I'm going to follow and tag all of these people. And you can also follow and tag all of them because many of them are artists and models as well. So who have all been contributing reference to the Julie Thor's Portrait Challenge. So Wilkes Wally, we will be drawing now. And I'll try and get into my Christmas spirit and use the colors I said I was going to. Okay, 10 minutes. And anyone who wants to join the voice conversation, because there are actually people talking to me. If you are a respectable, loving human, you can find your way through my link tree to my Zoom room and come hang out with us. Okay, cool, good. Yeah, I sometimes I forget what I put in there, but I would like it to work and not be hijacked. So yeah, it's worth trying again. And I have Barbara's support. Barbara's the firm mouse clicking hand of Barbara who can kick out any troll. I listen. Do people know the three billy goats or the billy goats gruff? And there are these three goats, and there's a troll living under the bridge. I listened to a really nice audiobook version of it with my kids recently. And the story is that there are these three goats and they see like greener pastures on the other side of a chasm. And there's the old grandpa goat was like, oh, there's a troll under that bridge. If you're going to go over there, it may be the last time we see you. And so for the smallest of the three billy goats crosses the bridge and just trotting across, and then this big troll either calls out or gets up on the bridge. I think it's just a menacing voice from below. It's like, oh, who's there? And it's like, oh, it's me, little Billy Goat Scruff, or something like that. And it's like, oh, I'm going to eat you. It's like, oh, don't eat me, eat my brother, he's bigger. It's like, oh, okay. And the troll just lets the goat go past. And then the middle brother comes, and the same thing happens. It's like, oh, I'm going to eat you up. It's like, oh, don't eat me, eat my brother, he's much bigger than me. You'd rather eat him. And then it's like, oh, okay, just lets him cross. And then the big brother comes, really big horns. And then the troll's had enough of waiting and just like jumps up on the bridge and it's like, oh, I'm going to eat you. And then the goat just puts his head down, knocks the troll off of the bridge. And that's just what I'm thinking. That's what you can do, Barbara. Any trolls come into this room, you can just knock them off the bridge. Yeah. I generally don't put too many trolls and stuff in the bedtime stories because I want them to sleep. And it's a fine balance between making it interesting and boring to get them to like drift off to go to sleep. But that's a story that I really like, and I've slept under bridges and thought about the troll under the bridge, and it's just a thing I often think about. There's a bridge over a little creek in the village where I live, and I often think about the troll that's maybe living under there. Yeah, just got to find a nice spot, nice and dry under the bridge, apart from the water that flows below. I slept under a bridge in New Zealand, and but the traffic on top of the bridge was not very restful. So I guess, yeah. But drier than not under the bridge. How are we going? Almost halfway. I just wet all of my, here we go, wet everything, mix all my colors up, put a bit of green on every color, get everything wet so that it's going to be saturated. Yeah, it's I think it's interesting, like, because I had a very intense and formative stage of my practice was working with ink, which was black, and somehow I found my way to be comfortable with that full on intensity of ink, but I still haven't quite got my head around just going in with color the same way. But could happen. It's not that I've never painted with watercolor. I just, in the 10-minute time frame, it's just a little bit daunting. Yeah. And so it's great to have this space to practice such things together. I'm just gonna take a drink and put it in my little dish. I brought up these two things to mix my put my brushes in, and then I've left one of them dry. So the place I'll be working will be pretty posh. I don't know if I can just drink my paint water and spit it somewhere as I'm working there. We'll see. Yeah. So is anyone in the chat in Berlin? Let me know, because so Friday and Saturday I will be working until about 8, and then we can hang out and draw. Just keep drawing after 8 hours of it. At the event, I'm going to be working on this really nice warm toned Hahnemüller watercolor paper, and I've ordered some blocks of that because I have it as a like a pad to paint into. Yeah, I've ordered these blocks, and they just have a really nice like warm kind of mid-tone, which is I think fitting to that Christmas kind of theme. So if anyone here is in Berlin, or going to be in Berlin at that time, or can make it to Berlin, then let me know. Join the workshop. It's going to be from 10:30 till 5:30, and we'll be doing everything from quick sketching to longer poses, working from life and working from reference, and I have so much to share, and it's going to be super fun working together. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, it was actually in 2020. I was really like geared up to make courses and workshops a big part of what I do, and I did actually, but it was just online. I did a lot online and have continued to do so, and it's really cool to have the opportunity to kind of get back into that idea. I'm very curious. I don't know. They didn't actually specify if it's going to be 10-minute portraits, but when they asked for some examples of my work, I sent them 10-minute portraits. Yeah, and it's a time frame I'm fairly versed in with all of the live streaming that I've been doing, all the 10-minute portrait practice. But I have the feeling I'm going to do a lot of practice this week before sitting down with these people and sketching them. All right, feels like early for this one. Not quite as far as I'd like it to be at 10 minutes, but anyone who's working along can feel free to take as much time as you feel like taking. This is my personal challenge that, should you choose to accept, you can also participate in. But I could. I don't know. It's kind of like, I feel like maybe I could have finished the drawing a bit more with this one, and then just kind of put some watercolor on to accent it. Maybe I'll do that next time, because I feel like if I have a stronger drawing to lay some paint on, could work out. All right, next one. Who here thinks profiles are easy and who thinks they're hard? I feel like they're so clear and simplified, but I also know that they can be really difficult. But when I heard someone say once profiles are difficult, I was like, oh, there's so much less to draw, and it's all, I guess it's all compressed. All of the things you have are just in this narrow sliver of the reference. Hard. All right. Yeah. That block of shadow, it's like it's reducing it all. Basically, all of the information is just going to kind of be in this middle part. The eyes are hard to get. All right. Shall we start with the eyes? I don't know. I'm going to use this magenta pencil, which I have a fondness for, and let's keep going. Yeah. In the real world, before I started doing online stuff, I had a 6-week class that I was teaching, and I called it Sehen lernen and Zeichnen lernen, with a big emphasis on just learning to really look at things and how you transfer what you see to the paper. And I feel like that kind of practice, like rather than looking at something and thinking, oh, it's hard, if you can learn to see and break things down into shapes, it can make things a lot less intimidating, even though they may be quite complex. But within that complexity, to be like, oh, this is just a whole bunch of shapes that are kind of put together. And if I can put the shapes with a kind of distance and angle relationship, which is kind of like what I'm looking at, then things can work out. And of course, the more you practice it, the more you can tune your vision to like perceiving those shapes. I just had a spontaneous idea, and I don't know if I'm going to do it, but maybe at some unplanned, unforeseen time this week, I might do another live stream just for the sake of practicing, because I'm going to be practicing anyway. So might as well do it here. If anyone cares to join me, I don't know when it's going to be yet. I want to see your website. I want it to exist. So you've got your, yeah. Oh yeah, it can be frustrating when you feel like you're close to getting something done and then it doesn't work out, or they just rock up with a finished website in a box. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, it was so interesting because you had shown me your website because and I thought the way you had commissions set up, which is yeah, I looked through that and I was like, oh yeah, that's something I would like to incorporate into my website. Just a subtle hint: if anyone want me to draw something for them, I'll do it. So yeah, but to set up a commissions page, and then I went back to have a look at it. I was like, oh, where is it? It's gone. that your website just disappeared. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, who does? Who can actually access your is there actually any kind of is there anyone you can get in touch with to be like, how do I reanimate this website? Or I guess when you start it again, it's going to be fresh and it'll be exciting and amazing and up to date. It's going to be so good. It's a blessing in disguise. I can't wait to see your new website. Okay, so I feel like this time I've worked up the drawing a lot more. I feel like it's a stronger drawing to put some paint down on. Straight to paint. Yeah, I feel like I rely so much upon my line work, and so it's that's quite pink. Oh, classic. Paintbrush in the tea. Do people know Danilo Kato? He made this wonderful reel of like all this point of view, all these like mistakes that artists make, and he kicks it off with putting the paintbrush in the tea, and it's so funny. It's really, really cool. And on what's the date going to be? 14th maybe of December, he's going to be on Drawn Together, and it's going to be really cool talking to him. And I shared on my stories, he had this one of like drawing and then realizing it's 3:00 in the morning, and that was so funny. Yeah, he's going to be joining us. What was that? Yeah, it's really cool, and it's interesting because it's like its own thing. He does these really detailed, like intricate ink drawings, which are awesome. And that filmmaking is like it's a whole other skill set. And it'll be interesting just chatting about that as well. Like, and he mentioned it in his stories recently, saying that was like his 15 minutes of fame was when he made those because they went viral. Actually, this hair is just gonna become the face. Just don't have much time left. Just got to get in there and put something in. So the nice thing about having so much time at the workshop next weekend is we won't just be doing 30-second to 10-minute portraits. We'll be able to relax into it a bit more, talk about process a bit. I think today might just be putting Christmas green in the background. I had like, I think 4 people that I knew were interested. One of them has signed up, and 3 people who I didn't know would be interested have signed up. So I still have waiting for some other people to get back to me. There are apparently 12 people can sit at the table in the space where it's going to be. So I'll be one of the 12. So there are 11 people who could come. And I know that 7 hours is a lot of hours. So I also said to someone, depending on how sign up goes and how many people commit, I may also open up some half day spots, because then people who like, because it would be a challenge for me just to make that kind of time within family commitments and stuff. So if I, like, by offering half day spots, then maybe that will make it possible for some people who don't have the full 7 hours. Yeah, it's going to be fairly cozy. Up to 12 people. It's just a bit far. Yeah. All right. There's the profile. How did everyone go with the profile? I would like to drink. How's the sound? I just realized my microphone was like way far away. That's good. So Mac, Bella, and friends, you can tag all of these people as you're sharing your work. Oh, this is actually pretty vertical, this line, the way I'm looking at it, but not here on the screen. Oh, new people have joined. Thank you everyone for being here. I'd still love to know what you're working with and where you're joining from. And you can put in hashtag I want to win, and you might win one of these sketches. So hopefully we'll get to a stage where they're to your liking and to mine, and you can choose one, and I'll send it to wherever you are. Let's draw Cutout Cardman, who I've drawn in the past, a sketchy 30 Faces, 30 Days. Friend. I did. It was maybe with the magenta pencil. I did a drawing of Cutout Cardman that I really liked. So let's try and take that really liking into this. It worked out well. It was a fun drawing. It was a bit exaggerated. I am. Yes. You are still here. Did you try to kick yourself out? What's happening? You can't see us? Yeah, can hear you. Uh-huh. Do you have a Mac? Okay, because I've had this thing sometimes. If I do something with my mouse, it just like whew, it changes everything that's on the screen. And there's like an Alt Tab button you can do to get back into Zoom. Okay. How's everyone doing in Zoom? Your battery's dead? Okay. And birds together tomorrow? All right. Okay. I'm intrigued. And if there was anyone you could be devoured by, who would it be? A bear. Ah, okay. Yeah. Then rather to a bear. Sacrifice yourself to a bear rather than Uma Thurman. Just long enough. Bless you. Bless all of you. Ah. We need to be saved. Yeah, so tomorrow you can draw Uma Thurman and Maya, what's her name? Maya Hawke, the daughter of Uma Thurman, with Shannon on Shannon's channel. Yes, for Birds Together. It's going to be the Uma and Maya birds tomorrow. Lyrebirds. They are such cool birds. Rifle birds. Do they make a sound like a rifle? Because lyrebirds can make like any sound. It's amazing. Yeah, yeah. If people are cutting down the forest in their vicinity, then they'll sound like chainsaws. They can just sound like all the sounds of the forest. So it'll be interesting. I'm wondering whether the last event drawing I did was at, like, people were in a conference, so they didn't really have time to sit around for me. So I took their photos and then worked from photo reference. And working from a live model right in front of you is quite a different experience. So it'll be interesting. I'm still not totally sure what this event's going to be like, whether the people will have time just to sit in front of me and chat with me, or if I just grab a photo and work from that. I mustn't know the zigzag guy. What? A zigzag cigarette filters? Papers. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Mhm. All right. Yeah. And have you done a lot of oil painting, Barbara? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the cleanup as well. That's often if you want to keep those brushes for more than a painting or more than a sitting, then you've got to, yeah. They are. Waiting for my next oil painting and endeavor. Yeah. So pro tip: if if you have space in the freezer and your brushes aren't too big, I guess, put your oil paint brushes in the freezer, and you can keep them in there for a very long time, and just take them out when you want to work with them, and you can. I I have put lots of strange things in our fridge. Um, like from ink making, I used to have like the top shelf was like full of inks, and now I just have them on the shelf here. And but they you can like some of them have more of a lifespan if you keep them cool. Um, so they're wrapped up. I don't just like throw them covered in paint into the freezer. They're wrapped up, and I can unwrap them and take them out and paint with them. Okay. Not to be confused with fish sticks. All right. I feel good about this one. The time's up, and I'd like it not to be, but it's also so it's interesting. Like having, I'm going to do this is going to be my thing. Just the green. Hey, Christmas. Um, like having good reference. That's just such good about these kind of things, like the reference sharing communities. The Judith Yours portrait challenge, Sketchy, Canyo. Like there are people who draw and model, and they have an eye for what good reference. And in my experience of doing live painting, or live sketching, it's not always the best lighting, and you just kind of got to like work with what you're given. And so, just trying to find the best, like just having your model or your reference lit really well is such a gift, and it's such a big, like you've already won so much of the challenge if you have really nicely lit reference. I don't know. I don't think so. So far, I've always just kind of improvised with whatever's been available. So I hope there'll be something good available for me to improvise with. Actually, now I might. So this is this Hahnemühle toned paper pad, and this is why I couldn't find the sketches at the beginning that I wanted to show you. It's because I have my stuff on top of them. So I did this one twice, and these were my experiments. These are also 10-minute portraits with like a little bit of extra time to put in some extra depth in some of them. But I was just thinking maybe I could try, because this toned paper is really cool. Who have I got next? This is cool. Sylvester. How can I get that paper to stay up there and not fall down? Good question. I've got 10 references, which theoretically we could do in under 2 hours, but sometimes I've had 10 references and it's taken more like 3. But I'm not going to do any 20-minute portraits today. I'm going to keep it to 10 because that's what I need to focus on at the moment. How can I do this without? It's just not like the format. I want to use this toned paper, but I need like an elastic band, which I don't have at the moment. Okay, I won't use that paper. Next time, I've ordered loose, pads, blocks of it, so that I have like some loose sheets to work with. So next time I'll do that. How's everyone on YouTube? Say hello in the chat if you're still here. I see there are a bunch of you. It's so great to have you here sketching with us. Okay, sketching. Sylvester life drawing. May is loving listening to half of a conversation. Good. I'm glad. You can guess at the other things that are being saying. So this is the paper I'm using, Ruth. It's a Derwent watercolor paper. It says it's 300 GSM, 140, but to me it doesn't feel like it. Like, because this toned paper, which I'm not using, is 200, but this doesn't. I don't know. It's quite a nice paperweight, but I don't know. For some reason, it's probably right. It's probably accurate what they've written on there. But compared to other papers I've used, I just feel like it's not as heavy for a 300. Maybe. Let's have a look. Is it cotton paper? It's superior, smooth surface, perfect for pencils. Acid-free. It's a secret. Maybe it's made of something they don't want to. Okay, so May has no idea how to hop onto Zoom. Zan, did you say that it's in the description? Oh, in the description it says, if you would like to join me for sketching on Tuesdays, follow this link. Try that. Oh, that's interesting. Are there only men with beards? Gives no men mit Bart. They're so difficult to paint, in my opinion. I don't know. It was not part of my selection criteria, but maybe. Oh, there's definitely going to be another bearded fellow. 10 minutes starting now. And if you would like to win, put in hashtag I want to win, just like Guru did and a bunch of other people, when you might win one of these originals. 10 minutes. That's interesting. Beards being difficult. Yeah. So it can be an assistance to just give you some shape, some form. I'd say don't get caught up in the details if that's what's intimidating. And it's similar to hair, actually. That hair, rather than thinking, oh, hair is made up of like these hundreds of thousands of individual strands, you just kind of look at the shapes. And if you can get yourself looking at the light and shadow shapes and just kind of simplify it into, let's start with bigger forms, and then depending on your time frame and your desire, like add some detail. But like here, just looking at the chin, there's this awesome, the way the beard is just like jutting out from the chin. I think it's a really cool shape. So and then you've got like this line which is just coming up here, and whatever detail is in the face, whether it's accessories like glasses or wrinkles or whatever, they always have the potential to be an assistance, like a guiding form that you can help yourself get orientation with. So I guess if beards or hair or anything is challenging, I would generally think that trying to simplify it can help alleviate some of that feeling of difficulty. Because it can just help to like reduce things into a simple form, and then within that kind of expand into it once you've got a bigger kind of suggestive form kind of set up. I don't know, all the people who've drawn me on a weekly basis, how do you feel about drawing beards? You never see it, because I'm always wearing black, so it melts into whatever I'm wearing. How the world were different. So there's some speculation in Zoom as to what's going to happen on the day that I decide to shave my beard, which is not a consideration I've had. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Do I remember? I've had some kind of facial hair for a very long time. The full beard. Probably, yeah. When Icon was born, I was clean shaven because I thought, so I'm smooth to kiss the baby. But it turns out if you shave, you've got to keep shaving, otherwise you get really scratchy. And this is like less scratchy than a couple of days of not shaving. So for the consecutive kids, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna shave just so I can kiss the kids. They can just get used to furry kisses. Yeah. having beard products is expected. Ah, okay. From the kids or from everyone? For society. Yeah, sounds good. May, a workshop early September next year. It's challenging for me to plan that far ahead, but I can keep it in mind. I'm liking the feel of a workshop coming up. It's I've wanted. I spend a lot of time sitting in this place where you see me drawing, and I would love to get out and about a bit more with it. And for a long time, I've thought about combining traveling and art. So I'm keen to do more workshops. So if people are keen to come to them, then there could definitely be more workshops. Yeah, and having so the job that I'll be doing, it was just like 2 weeks in advance. It was like, oh, in 2 weeks, will you have time to come and do this? I'm like, yeah, okay. And while I'm there, how about a workshop? So that wasn't planned very far in advance. And that's the way I like it sometimes. Yeah. But I notice some people like to plan in advance, like September next year. So who else? Maybe you all know already how your September next year looks. Who else can come to Berlin September next year? Maybe we can already get the workshop together here in the chat, or if you're watching the replay in the comments, you can let me know. September next year. I beg your pardon. Ah, same time every year. Early September there was that was the Urban Sketches meeting this year, right? The second. I've made my drawing smaller for this one and my brush bigger. Oh, I can just push paint around with my finger. It's working because I'm so apprehensive about putting pigment down. So I can just, instead of using a brush, I can just use my finger to get rid of pigment. I'll get there someday. Maybe this week. Oh yeah, that's a nice prophetic vision. Flipping the switch of bold pigment application. Well, 2 years ago, I did daily watercolor paintings for a month, but they were like up to 2 hours each, and that was great. Like so much, I feel like I learned so much within that time frame. And that was 30 paintings. So I guess after this live stream, and I've done a few others the past few days, like I just need to do 30 10-minute portraits and I'll have it figured out. Boom. Oh, 20 seconds. Where's the time going? I'm not ready to stop yet. Well, glad you remembered. Welcome. So the client I'll be working for is a parfumerie, and Hermès last year was also a scent release. It'd be interesting if that became my genre of. Yeah. I am cheating. I just don't feel like stopping. I was just thinking, okay, I've got to put my green box in the background and call it quits. I'm cheating, but this is my live stream, and yeah, for sure. That I was cheating. Yeah. All right. I'll leave it at that. This is not in focus. What's going on? Or is it too bright? Silke wants to win. Good luck. Someone tell me if Claire at some point joins the chat, because she might know how the giveaway thing works better than I do. Sometimes my sister, when she wakes up in Australia, hops on and she knows things. All right, that was the last sheet of this paper. So I'm going to use the Hanamura Aquavel paper, which is very big. And I've got like 10 sheets left of it, but I thought I could put 4 of them on one sheet. So, got like, here's Judith. Judith has put together all of these, or put out the call for people to submit references. And Judith had does really awesome like figure drawing sessions, but had a lot of trouble with Instagram, taking down her posts and stuff. And maybe Judith, if you ever watch this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like maybe the portrait challenge, I don't know if it was it seemed like it was a response to kind of the frustration of having all of this figure drawing stuff being censored, like the shift to the portrait challenge, which I think is like, I like portraits, so it's been really cool to see all of the portraiture that's been happening. And Shannon, you just had a post taken down, is that right? Did you accept? Okay. Hi, Hetty. Keep the robots happy. But did they say why? Aha. Yeah, so yeah, so there's been a lot of censorship of figurative art on Instagram, um, which is yeah. I have seen people be murdered on Instagram, and there is full on porn, and there's a lot of there's a lot going on, and I don't think for my sensibilities like drawing some paintings of naked people is not uh, it's not the problem. It's no, but it seems to be something that can get you. But I don't know. There are also artists who totally that's their thing, and life drawing models and stuff like that. I don't know. That yeah. Yeah. Oh, inspired by Cassandra. It was so it was so nice. They feel it. Speaking of the robots being able to tell, I I recently watched the fourth Matrix film, which was interesting. Not as transformational as the first one was in high school, but it was still fun. But it could never be like the first time. But it's interesting the way it kind of played on being a remake of itself, and but yeah, there was a really interesting relationship with robots in that film. Oh yeah, you've still not watched any of them, right? But when the oracle's knitting, I think. Oh yeah, there was some really nice design. Yeah, because there are still people that are born in the real world, and they. Oh, I don't know. That might be a spoiler. Um, we're talking about the Matrix, in case anyone's wondering. And the question was why? How do those people get clothes when they've just come naked out of their pods? So there are other people that are out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I. You said you told me something about that, and it's also been like in the red pill has also been like a kind of QAnon thing. Yeah, which is it's so strange. Um, yeah, Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. What? And all of the fight scenes also really spoke to my teenage self. That was, yeah. Yeah. Bullet time, where they can just like catch it from every direction and fly around. Following you. That's interesting. Why don't I have any bots imitating celebrities following me? Okay. Alex Wilby posted something that Taylor Swift had started following him, and it was an account that had like, I don't know, 14 followers or something. I like this drawing. The likeness is hiding, but I like it. Oh, there's such a beautiful quote that from Vin Ganapati in one of the sketchy classes he taught, where he said, "Lost the likeness, but like the lostness." Yeah, it's really good. Vin Ganapati. I don't know if he got it from somewhere else, but I know it from him and love it. Ja, ich habe die Ähnlichkeit verloren, aber liebe die Verlorenheit. Oder how could you translate it? Yeah, because 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 Ähnlichkeit is not likeness. So you need to play with the Ähneln. Das, can anybody in the chat or in Zoom give us some German puns? Is there even a word for pun in German? What is a pun? It's like, yeah, it's like a word play. P-U-N. Yeah. Oh, just as. So what? But didn't you send me these two funny German guys who in English kind of playing around with the German language? They could classify as German comedians. No, they're German. They're German. But I think they live in the States, and they were. Or influences. Okay. Wortspiel. Yeah, May said Wortspiel. So feel free to give us some examples of German Wortspiele, and we can try and translate them. Okay. If not getting a likeness on these portraits tonight was a crime, I think I'd be in jail. Some of these don't look like the subjects. Yeah, and that's okay. All right. How am I going to best navigate using all of this paper? To this and this. Okay. Louisa says some of mine don't look like people. That's also okay. That's part of the experience. How are your pigeons, Louisa? Oh yeah, I was just going to put this up again, as I like to do. Put in hashtag I want to win if you would like to win one of my sketches. And you could win. Let's draw Art UG 001 underscore PSA. This, I like this reference a lot. A little bit of facial hair. There was the question earlier. Does all of them have to have? Rudy asked, do we have to have beards? This is like a token beard, but it's there. It's good. But this is probably the least beard on any of our subjects of the male persuasion. I don't really get that. You recently said that persuasion thing, Shannon, and I was like, persuasion? One must be persuaded to identify. Yeah. Let's go. 10 minutes. Yeah, glasses. Who loves glasses? Glasses. I need some new glasses. He likes them. I tried contacts and I didn't like it. Yeah. And I could also, like, when I trialed them, I could see worse than with the glasses, and they felt worse. And just even trying to poke myself in the eye to get them in, that was challenge enough. There was just nothing that was better about wearing contacts. Yeah. And they potentially can, block the good things from getting into your eye holes, like UV light. That's pretty important. It's not the same because light can still get in. Things can still get in from the side, and there's so much light, UV light, bouncing around off of all surfaces. So it's not like a lid, like a contact lens is. So even though having glasses, there's still some getting in there. Yeah. So why did you decide to start looking at Darwin, Australia? Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah, nice. Well, not the start of September next year. Maybe earlier. Who knows? We don't have a date set for the Bali Drawn Together workshop yet. The retreat, the immersion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's 60 degrees in Fahrenheit? Okay, nor do I. 15. Okay. Yeah, it's it's been icy here for days, and right. Yeah. May said, Gute Nacht, schlaf schön. May said, es ist mir unmöglich, gleichzeitig zu denken und zu zeichnen. Sweet dreams. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're going straight to paint? Yeah. Yeah, all of the Tuesday drawing. In case anyone is here on YouTube who's not aware of the Tuesday sessions, I host timed portrait practice every Tuesday, and doing all of that it's helped me so much with this kind of stuff that I'm like, okay, so if I think I've got 5 minutes for the drawing and 5 minutes for paint, then maybe that will work out. This one, I knew it when I saw the reference. Like, I feel like this is my favorite so far. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you. Mm-hmm. That's a good mood to be in. Oh, that's nice. Cool. Nice. Hey, what? Oh yeah, those dogs. Did you post today? These like really quick dog painting. They're so nice. Oh, I'm gonna have to change that alarm sound. So I had an interesting moment where there was like a minute left where I was like, oh, okay, I was seeing things I wanted to do with paint, but then I realized, well, if I get it wetter, I'm not going to be able to achieve in the minute that I have. I'm not going to be able to get done the vision that I'm seeing and thinking. And then just made the decision to spend a little bit more time with pencil. And this feels really cool. The whole time, like from the reference, I was like, oh, there's just such great shapes in this. I kind of knew that this one was going to be good. So thank you so much, Arti Uji, for sharing this reference. That's nice. And the reference is really cool because in there, so go on Instagram to JY Portrait Challenge, and you can find all of these references and find the people. But this is like quite a wide shot that has a lot of paintings in the background, and it's really cool to see his art as well. Fred Stone wants to win. Good luck. Maybe you will. Anyone else can put in hashtag I want to win too. And what are you up to? Slide 8 already. So this is our third to last drawing. Oh yeah, it's going to go a bit over 2 hours. How does 10-minute portraits turn into like 2.5 hours? I don't know. Art math. Good one. Just wondering how to navigate this very big paper. And I hope it's going to stay on here. Okay, Hadia is our muse. What was that, Shannon? Yeah, yeah. Having a wonderful reference is just such a gift. YouTube version is fuzzy. Okay, can anyone tell me about the quality of YouTube at the moment? It's good? Okay. That's good. I hope it's good. I've never really... Perfect. Oh, that's good. Can't get better than that. So must be your connections, Anne. That's interesting. I never really thought much about this before, but do people watch what I'm doing much? Like I know, I imagine you're all focusing on your own work, and like it's very different. It's to like a tutorial or something, but I just wonder what it's like to watch. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. May says every now and then, breathtaking and slightly intimidating. If it's intimidating in a good way, is that possible? But yeah, it's interesting because like it obviously like compared to some other genres, I would perhaps say that like the chat is not super active, which makes total sense because people focus on their work, which is busy. Yeah, it's just super cool just to hang out, be drawing together. I appreciate all of these wonderful references and So David Callanan would like to join us again and said that he has lots of stories from the year and his street photography journey. So that was be really cool to catch up with David. And I was thinking it would be really cool to do one of these 10-minute portrait live streams with his reference again, because he just has such amazing photos. Oh yeah, so nice. Yeah, Shannon posted this really, yes, amazing photography. Yeah, super. Like, yeah, in our I think it was because we've had him on twice, and the first time I talked to him, he mentioned that he was kind of I don't know, going through a phase, kind of whatever was going on, that whether it was a kind of wondering what he was doing or inspiration wise, and then he started seeing people were drawing based on his work, and it was like such a kind of fresh wind for him, and seeing how the work that he was doing was taking on a life of its own and inspiring others, and that it was a really it seemed like a really wonderful thing for him. So yeah, he's super supportive and generous with people using his reference. And yeah, just the passion and the vision he has with his art, like just going out and engaging with people on the street. I think it's so cool, inspiring. Yeah. 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 Yeah, and it's cool in his stories and stuff. Sometimes it's like behind the scenes of there's the moving stuff behind the still images, and that's really interesting to see the interaction with people. And it's really interesting. Behind the hair here, it's like this really dark blue reflecting the sky. That's really awesome. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, portraits. Yeah, I definitely. And who thinks portraits never get old? Let us know in the chat. Yeah, it's just I so far find it to be a really inexhaustible source of inspiration. Just observing, drawing, and painting human faces. I was like, oh, not another face. Oh. It's yeah, somehow it's just never gets old. It's always Just yeah. Yeah. All right. This is I like this. I still feel like this is it's still really low saturation. But maybe that's just going to be my watercolor thing. I haven't had the breakthrough yet, but it can get bold in the background. I guess having a longer time frame is also, I don't know, it's interesting. Sometimes I feel like when I do have more time, like with Cassandra, and spent like an hour and a half working on one portrait, and then when I flipped over and looked at my like 10-minute portrait, I was like, oh, I don't know if the hour and a half portrait, like, I don't like it more than the 10-minute portrait. Give yourself more time to screw it up. That's great. Ike Oliveira, hi, welcome. Hello, everyone. We are moving on to our penultimate. I like your use of penultimate, Shannon. Our penultimate. Oh, this is such a cool photo. Portrait of this session. So we've got two to go. And Masaru.jpg. This is such a cool photo. If you check out Judith's account, because the full frame, there's a much wider crop of this image. He's sitting at a table and there's like just this lights behind him, and it's so cool. So yeah, I've been looking forward to drawing this one. And just a little reminder, hashtag I want to win if you want to win one of these. And once I'm finished, so there are 2 left to go. Once I'm finished, I'll kind of look through the things I've done, reflect upon what I feel like worked well or what didn't work so well, and announce the winner of the giveaway. So if you're still here, you don't have to still be here to win it, but then I'll be able to say congratulations. You wanted to win and you did. I don't have next day delivery, but I will send it to anywhere with a postal address. Sometimes it takes me a while to send things, but you'll get it. Okay. 10 minutes with Masaru.jpg. Is this also a magenta drawing, or should it be blue? I've only done 2 blue pencils. Try green. Wow, a green drawing. I got 2 greens today. I wanted dark but colorful pencils, because like when the line work is still really present, it's nice. And these are deep cobalt green and pine green. So the cobalt's blue, green. So I'll go with that because I was thinking of blue. And maybe the next one I'll do with green because we have a very green reference coming up for the final sketch. All right, Astrid wants to win. Someone's going to win. Everyone's winning who's drawing along. Okay, let's go. 10 minutes. Tomorrow, Arvid and Holly are invited to a Kuscheltier party. It sounds sweeter in German, but or I guess you could say a cuddly toy party. Yeah. So one of Holly's friends gave her an invitation on Friday. And as soon as Holly came back from kindergarten, she's like, I've got to go. I've got to go to the party. And then I tried to get in touch with the kid's mom and was like, so is this like for today because Collie was like, I'm supposed to be there already. I've got to go to the Kushatiya party. And then her mum was still at work, and I ended up, just as she was coming out of work, getting in touch with her. I was like, is the Kushatiya party today? She was like, oh, I have no idea. And she just said that her kid had told her, you need to write this invitation to Holly. And it was just a very important thing that had to be brought into the world, and there had not been much further thought to it. But yeah, it's going to be tomorrow. They can come dressed up and bring their favorite stuffed animal. Kushatir. I don't know if it's a thing, but it is. It's definitely cute. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really challenging with the kids in winter, like when it's so cold outside. Like even in summer, for some people, it's an act and a challenge just to get dressed and to make that transition from inside to outside. And when it's like biting cold, it's much harder to get out. So anyone with suggestions what to do with the kids when it's really cold outside. Once they're, it's tricky. It's like it used to be that once we make it out, then it's all good. But there's still quite a limited time frame. Like once the icy cold has come through to the fingers, that's the tipping point. But for Arvid, it doesn't seem to matter. He's just like holding and caressing snow all day with his bare hands, and he can't get enough of it. And Holly just wants to come inside. Yeah, 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 yeah. We did some. We started the day like after breakfast. Started making things. What was the first thing? Like painting an empty walnut shell, which then became a bowl for a dwarf. And then Holly had this idea that she was going to set up like a really inviting place so that any dwarfs are around could maybe just come and hang out. And dwarfs, as in like elves, like really little, not like a Tolkien dwarf. A Wichtel. And so yeah, it started with that bowl, and then we, with some cardboard and toothpicks, made a table. And then for some reason we made a fence with toothpicks and cardboard. And so it was so cool. We just made all this stuff. And then Holly took it and she made like a little world. So that was really good for a while. But the sibling dynamic always, it, it can only be good for so long. There's always, even if they're playing super well, there'll always be conflict. It's just a question of time. And so then at some point it's like, okay, we've been inside too long. What can we do? Where can we go? uh, hmm. Yeah, we have like a little projector that like when it's dark early, it's not a very bright projector, so it needs to be dark. But sometimes we've like put something up on the wall, and that's kind of like we've never been to the cinema with our kids. I can't imagine it working out. It's too early. Yeah, and they have different interests. So that's often a challenge, just being like, what could everyone like? And so far, Studio Ghibli is always good for everyone. The ones we've watched anyway. We haven't watched like Nausicaa and Howl's Walking Castle or Moving Castle, whatever it's called. All right, I really like this drawing. I've eaten right into my painting time, but let's see what's going to happen. Maybe that's just what it needs. 3 minutes left to paint. How old's it going to be? 23. Nice. Every birthday. Cool. Just terrible. It's like a reversal of parental guidance recommended. It's, yeah. This is where mum learned to talk. Ha! This one is cool. I'm not sure how many of the clientele at the Parfumerie are gonna look like this, but this got so many great shapes to draw, and this is a cool one. All right, coming in strong for the final pose. How's everyone else doing? What's the homework? Catching up to do? Yeah, partway through is also like no one has to do it all. Oh yeah, you want to keep going. Yeah. So this image, I was like, it's like a finished illustration. This photo, it's really cool. So this is our green ending. Oh, I forgot to do the. Oh, that's why Zoom is better resolution, because I forgot to do the virtual cam thing. So you're not seeing the YouTube feed into Zoom. That's probably why it's good quality. Right. Last pose. I'll just give you a moment. I'm gonna get up this how to win the giveaway thing. You can already start drawing. StreamYard giveaway tool. And I put this in. I don't understand how this could be visible within the live stream, but I can do it in the background. All right, there are 10 entries at the moment, a 1 in 10 chance of winning one of these. And it might be this one. I think this is the best one so far, but maybe you like something else. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a finished illustration. All right, you will get extra time with this one. I've got I need to make some space available on this paper to paint on, or use something else. Yeah. The hand. So, will this work? Ah, okay. Maybe I can use this toned paper. All right. There we go. Okay. I'll see if I can do that. Yes, the confetti party is the cool thing. Okay, I'm not going to be able to put the timer up here because I've shifted to a different part of the easel, but I'll still put it on. All right, here, 10 minutes, go. All right, maybe this is the magical pencil. Cobalt green, deep cobalt green. So I'll use that again because I really liked the last drawing. Ah, I just felt so happy with the magenta pencil. It's like green is so not magenta. Ah, this is cool. Like this actually the portrait is just in such a small, interesting shape of the whole overall thing. Really cool. Yeah, yeah. I wonder how that will work. I might need to put it into a different tab. Are you? I can't see you. Maybe in the ah ha ha, there's your little smiley face. Haha, Mai wants to win too. Rudi kann nicht mehr. Gute Nacht. I've got to do it. Okay. Okay. Thanks for popping by. Thanks for the research. Aha. Has she said that to you? This is the strategy for learning things, imagining Claire telling you to Google it. Whatever it may be. I talked earlier about Danilo Kato and that time video. I showed it to Icon and he laughed so hard. He enjoyed it so much. And then I showed him the other funny ones, like putting the paintbrush in the tea and drawing over the line and all these all these mistakes and challenging things. And yeah, I can enjoy it so much. And then after that, he was like, maybe I'll become an artist too. And it was interesting. Yeah, that was the thing. Those funny videos. It's like, oh. It was cool. Like I went to that art supply shop with all of the kids and said that they can all get something up to the value of €6. And they're just like exploring, like, can I get this? Can I get this? And I think inspired by Danilo Kato, he wanted to get some fine liners because he does these really amazing ink drawings. But then he decided on these Faber-Castell colored brush pens. So I got these two pens, and we'll see what he does with them. And Arvid and Holly got some modeling stuff to make some little animals with. No, because by the time I got home, it was time to eat, and then time to eat, and then time to get ready for bed. But we've got a whole day to fill tomorrow, so. Yes, well, that's fairly late in the day, so we need stuff to look forward to in the morning. No, it'll just be like a couple hours in the afternoon. More like a tea party. Yeah. It's a very sweet idea. And so this I really like this toned paper. It's cool. Thank you. Is that like packaging paper? Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Oh, so mm. Yeah, that was really cool that Cassandra for the visual for the drawing hive from the visual arts passage that she always just paints on cardboard. That's really cool. No, I don't think so. Cool. Cool. Chuck Todd. Okay, cool. All right, that is 10 minutes. It is what it is. How is everyone doing? I'd like some more time on this. But for You are. It's a private Instagram account and you've already requested to follow. Cool. All right. Yeah. Awesome. What a cool reference. Thank you to everyone who has come to draw with us today on Zoom and YouTube. And if you're watching the replay and have made it this far, wow, thank you for watching. I'd love to see your work. I'm going to see if I can figure out this giveaway thing. You want it to work. Hashtag want it to work. All right. Share screen. It's easy with... Okay. Oh, okay. Is it going to show the whole screen? Are people going to see that I have over 8,000 unread emails? I answer emails and read my emails from real people, but I'm just signed up to too many things. All right. Google would like to record this computer screen and audio. Oh, this is taking longer. All right. I'll let you, Google. The suspense, right? Oh, I don't know if this. Oh no, this is not going to work. I'd have to quit using Chrome and restart it. So maybe next time I'll be able to do it so you can all see. I'm a step closer to being able to do it now. But I'm going to, I get to see it's flipping through everyone's names and profile pictures. Look at you, people. And Paston, congratulations, confetti. You are the winner. I don't know if you're still here. Let me know if you are. All right, close that. And now I'll have a look through here. If you're here, I hope that we can connect. Yes, you're here. You're still here. That's amazing. You've been here the whole time. Thank you so much for being here. So write to me on Instagram, and you can tell me what's your favorite, and you can have it. Now I'm just going to have a look back on the past couple of hours of work, and I would love to know from you as well. Now that you're not busy painting and you can get busy in the chat, let me know what references really work for you. If you have any favorites. So this is really cool. I feel like it was nice to spend some more time on it, but 10 minute starts pretty good. I forgot to put a Christmas box around Judith here, but thank you, Judith. Thank you so much for sharing all of these references, which are amazing. I really like this. So going longer on the drawing, I feel like it's a stronger result having it more drawn, in my case anyway. Like relying on the drawing, even though it's a watercolor painting. Yeah. The final four, I feel like I kind of found my stride with. They're my favorites. But I also really like Cutout Cardman. That was really fun. And then we have these two. The profile I really like too. And it was like here I made the decision to focus more on the drawing, like going from here to here, where I felt like this was just like missing. Like I wasn't there yet. And the first one I used as my test sheet, but that was. I definitely had to find my way into these a bit, I think. But maybe there will come a time where I would just be able to like whip out the paint and go straight at it with the paint. But at the moment, I just think the combination of my line work with a bit of color on top is what's working for me, I think. So thank you for being with me through this. I'll continue to do more of these sketches. I don't know, maybe even as I'll do some spontaneous live stream throughout the week, because I'm going to keep practicing, because I'm going to do this live for people and give them their portraits on Thursday and Saturday in Berlin. And if you're still here, and if you're in Berlin, or if you know anyone who's in Berlin who would like to come to a workshop, then get in touch, because there are still spots available, and it's going to be really fun hanging out. And if you're unable to, for whatever reason, to come to the workshop, but you are in Berlin and you would like to hang out, there may also be opportunity to do that, which will be really cool. So get in touch, and I'll be posting more about it throughout the week. And don't forget to like the video, says Shannon. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, and come to all of our live streams. Shannon and I, here, put this up, follow Shannon as well, subscribe to Shannon's channel. We do live streams separately and together. Drawn Together is the coolest. A lot of the portraits behind me are from Drawn Together, where we hang out, we chat with creative, wonderful people as we work on their portrait, a long format as opposed to 10 minutes, up to 3 hours. So yeah, come and draw. With all, there are so many opportunities to draw and create together. And if you would like to sign up to my Patreon, that helps support all of these live streams, and you get to do video tutorials which I make. Or if you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can also do that. The links are in the description. But if you just want to give likes and follows, that's also awesome. And thank you to everyone in all the ways that you support me and create together and share your work. Use this hashtag, tag me, and all of the people that we've been drawing today. It's really awesome that they've shared their images for us to work from. So thank you all. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. Come draw with me on Tuesday, and maybe come draw with me in person next weekend in Berlin. Thank you, everyone. I can't wait to see your work. So please do tag me, because I'd love to see what you've made today.